If you're building a website, publishing blog posts, trying to build an audience in social media, or doing anything online that requires you to publish images, and you're not using AI, you're missing out on a lot. You see, there are many AI models out there that allow you to build the best images for the exact purposes that you want. That means that you don't have to go to sites like Pesos or any of the other stock image websites to get random images that have been reused across the internet 1,000 times. You can get your own ones built specifically for your own purposes. And today, I will teach you how to use one of those models. Best one of all, Google Nano Banana Pro. Google Nano Banana Pro is free and accessible through Google Gemini, but I will show you different ways that you can access Google Nano Banana Pro for relatively cheap, if not even free, and you can build your own images. As you can see here, all of these images were made for different purposes in some of my projects. I will show you exactly what to write, how to go about building images, and we will talk about some of the use cases for which you might want to use Google Nano Banana Pro. By the end of this video, you will be an expert in using Nano Banana Pro and making the most out of it. But before we move forward, I will ask you to please consider liking this video to reach more people and leave me down in the comments why you will be using Google Nano Banana Pro. That being said, let's do a quick tutorial on how to do images in Google Gemini. Here we are in Google Gemini, and I will show you a few of the things that I have done here just to make sure that I can show you the best. So we turned this sketch into the actual building generated by Google Banana, and here it is. So here you can see it. And if we go from the sketch, which is this one, to what was generated, is completely insane. This looked really realistic. It even added the two people that were here in the sketch. I missed that the first time, so it's kind of crazy. It removed the signature, but everything else is the same. Now, if we go a little bit further down, we got this other sketch of a city skyline, and we were able to turn this into an actual skyline for a city. Again, the exact same thing that you saw there. Moving on, we had the blueprint for a Lamborghini vehicle, and we turned that into the actual Lamborghini. We went down and we talked about all the different specs for that specific vehicle, and we turned that into an infographic down here. And this is a complete infographic for exactly what you will find in this Lamborghini. And then we went a little bit further down and we got two images and we combined them and we parked the Lamborghini in front of the building. If you recall, we generated first. So how can you do this? How can you take all of these and start working in Nano Banana? It's as easy as I'm going to copy this image. I'm going to paste it here. So we're going to bring this logo, and I would say add this logo to the building. And before you continue watching this video is designed for complete beginners. If you have been using Google Nano Banana, there is not that much that you will learn from this video. This is the crawl phase, and hopefully I can take all of the beginners from the crawl phase to the walk phase and then to the run phase later on in future videos. So if you're a complete beginner, perhaps you are not going to find as much value in this video as you will find in some of my other videos. So here we can see that it added the logo to the building, relatively big. I was really vague, but it added it. It combined all the elements into one video, into one image. I apologize. So what makes Google Nano Banana work as expected? Number one, you want to be as specific as possible. So rather than me saying, add this logo to the building, I perhaps should have said, add this logo to the brick wall on the right side of the image and make it about 50% of the size of the brick wall. So really specific and really with as many details as you can. So Google Nano Banana understands exactly what it needs to do. Perhaps I wanted it in a vertical image. So I could have said, add this logo to the right side of the building, about 50% of the size of the wall on the brick wall, and make sure that the dimensions of the image is 9 by 16. So that tells Google Nano Banana Pro that we want a vertical image. If we want a horizontal image, which is what you will see on YouTube video thumbnails, then you will ask for 16 by 9. Or perhaps you want square one, you will have a 1 by 1. So it really depends on what you want. Those dimensions, you are going to let Google Nano Banana Pro exactly which dimensions you want. Now, there are softwares out there that make this super simple for you and make it really easy for you to get the exact dimensions that you want. If you're working on Google Gemini using Google Nano Banana Pro, you have to be specific with the dimensions that you want and exactly all the details that you need. You will also get only one image per iteration, and we will talk about how to get more than one later on in this video. For this next section, we're going to be talking about some of the use cases for which you can use Google Nano Banana Pro before we transition at some of the places where you can use Nano Banana Pro. So one of the biggest use cases that you can use for is for product placement. In this example, I generated this basketball player that is about to dunk. Then I'm asking Google Nano Banana to take this image and make the player wear these Nike shoes, these Jordan shoes. So we got this image with the player wearing the actual shoes that we wanted him to wear. Now, if we go back a little bit, I tried to do that with an image of Michael Jordan. And I got this error that says that there is a lot of people that I can help with, but it cannot edit public figures. Just keep that in mind as you're going through your use cases for Google Nano Banana. You cannot use images of public figures because, Google don't want to get sued for that. Another example is, and we're going to send this, I went on YouTube, I found this thumbnail, but I want to change the image of this man for the image of the basketball player that we generated. So I have to change the image of the man in the thumbnail for basketball player dunking the ball. All right. So we didn't get what we wanted. So what I'm going to do is actually going to provide image of me. And as you can see, this requires a little bit of trial and error, but I'm able to get a whole bunch of images for exactly what I want. And I will show you a few here in a moment. Let's send this. Let me get some of the images that I generated just last night so I can show you. So first of all, I generated this image that will be coming up here. This is a new thumbnail for one of the videos that I had created before. This is another thumbnail that was generated by Google Nano Banana. This is a background for a video that will be coming out relatively soon. And that's just the background for my own video. And this is an image that I created for one of my projects. So as you can see, there is a whole lot of use cases that you can use this for and create for your own projects and your own use cases. These are thumbnails that I created for my videos. All right. We are going to start a new chat because it's probably stuck in some instructions there. So let's get, and again, trial and error. So now it's generating. We should get now what we want in a moment. And we don't have a basketball image. Set. All right. We're going to be talking about that image in a moment. But let's send this first so it can be generated. So this image, change the image of generated me as a basketball player dunking the ball. Because again, it was talking about dunking the ball, but then it had down here the thumbnail. Not exactly what I wanted either, but I guess that's pretty cool. The only time in my life that I would be dunking anywhere. All right, so here it did it. It changed it. Now I didn't provide the dimension, so it gave me in square, but this is exactly what we wanted. We went from this to this, which is exactly what I asked for. Sure, being a little bit more specific in regards to the dimensions, but completely fine with it. This actually looks great. So I'm going to take this as a win. Now, this tool is amazing. It's really powerful, but how can you access it? I will show you a couple of ways that you can access Google Nano Banana Pro so you can make sure that you make the most out of it. Number one is going to be through Google Gemini. Google Gemini, regardless of whether you're in the free plan or the paid plan, you have credits available to you that you can use. If you're on the free plan, you are relatively limited by the amount of images that you can create. But if you upgrade to the paid plan, then you're basically unlimited. The only downside is that you will have this watermark down here that get added to every image. You take it to Canva and you can remove it there, or there are other softwares online that can remove that for you. And that's not a big deal. The second way that you can access Google Nano Banana is through Google Flow. Google Flow is the software that Google created to access Google Nano Banana, and Google View 3.1, which is their video generation API. If you're not familiar with the video generation, I'm publishing a video about video generation this week, and you will want to watch the video as well. Third way is through Google AI Studio. Now, to use Google AI Studio, this is not going to be free. You have to pay for their API key. It's still going to be more cost effective than the other tools that I'm going to showcase here in a moment. But I wanted to make you aware of that because it is a way that you can access Google Nano Banana Pro. Now, moving on, Higgsfield is, in my opinion, the most powerful way to use Nano Banana. And the reason why is because if you pay for the membership, you get access to all of these different image generation APIs, which stands for Application Program Interface, which is a way for a software to communicate with third-party server or a third-party tool. In this case, with different services that generate images, videos, and do all kind of stuff. In addition to the images that you get, you also get access to all these different services for generating videos, for editing, and it will be similar for the next other two services that I will be talking about what makes this cool, in my opinion, is that they have created a whole lot of ways that you can use it, and they have done the heavy load for you in regards to the prompt optimization and making sure that you are getting exactly the exact outcome that you are expecting rather than going with the back and forth. But everybody have a different budget. If you have the money to spend on Higgsfield, Freepik, or Love Art, by all means, spend the money. It's well worth it. If you don't have the money, then you probably want to access it through Google Gemini or Google Flow. Moving on, Freepik, again, similar concept. I have used Freepik for quite a few of my projects, and you can use it to generate videos. You can use it to generate photos. There are quite a few things that you can do with Freepik that would be a little bit more difficult to do in Google Gemini, at least as you're starting out in this and you're trying to make the most out of these services. I'm not going to spend too much time in Love Art. Exact same concept. What makes Love Art a little bit different is that with Love Art, you are able to create posters. You're able, not that you're not able to do it with the other ones, but they specialize in posters and marketing materials versus the other one. They're more general for different use cases. Now, if you're planning on building your own software and you need to access the API and you want to do it in the easiest way possible, where you can interchange Google Nano Banana Pro with any other API relatively easy, you want to try one of these two services that I'm going to be talking about. Number one is Replicate, and Replicate give you access for you to integrate your software if you end up vibe coding a tool. And if you don't know what vibe coding is, you probably want to watch my other videos about Lovable, Volt, V0, and all these other tools. Insane what you can do with them. But if you want to allow your users, or if you want to yourself generate images using Google Nano Banana Pro in your own software that you create, you want to use Replicate. Really inexpensive, and is one of the easiest ways to integrate image generation and video generation APIs into projects. Lastly, we're going to be talking about OpenRouter. I use OpenRouter for almost every project that I use that I integrate AI into. So there is a project that I'm about to release, which is a business idea generator. And I use OpenRouter for almost every single thing that is generated via AI. And OpenRouter manages all my APIs. It manages my billing. It just makes it super easy, similar to Replicate. OpenRouter is a way for me to generate tests. Now, they also have access to Google Nano Banana Pro, and they provide you access, which make it, again, really easy for you to integrate into any of the projects. If you're not planning on building a project, if you're not planning on vibe coding a tool, then if you have the budget, you probably want to stick to Love Art, Freepik, or Higgsfield. If you don't have the budget, you probably want to go with Google Flow or Google Gemini, and you're not going to go wrong with any of those options for all of those use cases. Some of them will require you to spend a little bit more time doing a little bit more thinking, a little bit more prompting. Some of them would make it a little bit easier, but at the end of the day, it's about preference and budget and what makes you happy. But this takes us to the end of this video. I really appreciate you sticking down to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope that it teaches you something today. And if you are interested in learning more about AI, about building your own software, about making the most of AI, I have these two videos right here. You want to watch them. But other than that, thank you for watching. Watch these videos, and I will see you in the next one.